Hey folks, it's me, Joseph, coming at you again with another episode of Art in the Garden, the series where I share with you two things I have an enormous passion for: my art and my container garden. If you're ready, let's grow.
Okay, so I wanted to start off a little different this episode. I wanted to share with you some of the works that have been created since I started Art in the Garden. And this is a series of watercolor pencil renderings, and some are in acrylic. But, it's all about my garden and some of the things that I've painted and grown in the garden. And I just want to take a minute to just kind of share with you some of those images that have kind of popped up. It's been a fun series. It's been a fun series to create in art, with my art in watercolor pencils and paintings and acrylic. But it's also been a fun series to create, to share with you on YouTube some of my experiences in the arts and stuff, and in gardening as well. So these are some of the images that I've come up with. I hope you like them. And what I want to do today is I'll talk a little bit about planting some garlic for the fall of 2023. And that's what we're going to kind of focus on a little bit. But hopefully you enjoyed some of these images that I've created. Yeah. Hey, let's go out to the garden and talk a little bit about growing some garlic. What I want to do this episode is plant some fall garlic. And I'm going to use garlic that I grew last year. And this is some of it. And I want to use this. Plus, I want to use some fresh store-bought garlic. So I'm going to start with this. We're going to start off with the garlic that I planted last year. I let it cured. It's been sitting up for a while. And we're going to start with it. And then I'm going to plant some store-bought garlic and see how it all grows. I'm going to start with a container, and several of my containers I prepped at the end of the summer. I got the soil ready. I pulled all the plants and dead plants out and things like that. I got the soil ready. I fertilized everything, mulched it, and just kind of let it sit. And this is one of those containers that I did. For this one, I'm going to kind of get the soil ready. I'm going to add a little bone meal to this, and this is for the grown garlic that I had from last year. I'm going to add also a little bit of peat moss and some potting soil to this to see how. Yeah, and really, I want to have some good drainage. I want to have some good fertilizer with the potting mix and stuff. So it's all mixed in, and I'm going to mix it up real good. And I am going to add a little more bone meal here. And a little more of the potting soil. Mix it up real good. And in doing so, now I'm going to take the garlic that I grew last year, and I only have about 5-6 cloves that I'm going to plant. I think of 5. Let's see. So I'm going to go about a couple of inches deep and plant them face up with the pointy side, let's say, facing up. Put them in some good soil. I'm going to water it in a little bit, and then I think what I'll probably do is go ahead and add in. I'm gonna go ahead and mulch it back. Add some cedar mulch that I've used before, and this one
at this point, I consider is ready. Now, this is all experimental to me. Here, I have the store-bought garlic, and I want to see what happens with the grown garlic that I saved from last year and some fresh store-bought garlic. The process for me will still be the same. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to break these up, and I want to keep and plant the big bulbs. The smaller bulbs, I'll probably throw in some spaghetti or throw in some type of meal that I'm going to prepare a little bit later. But I'm really and truly looking for some of the big bulbs, and I'm not going to use all of the garlic. I just want, again, this is for experimental purposes only, because I want to see what happens with grown garlic that I got from the ground that I grew last year, and some fresh store-bought garlic, and compare how they grow. Now, the grown garlic that I've used, that I've planted already, was from store-bought garlic. So, this is going to be, it's all experimental to me, and we'll see how it goes. I think, again, the process will be the same. All of the big cloves are the ones that I'm going to use. The smaller cloves I'll put to the side, maybe throw in some, like I said, spaghetti, some beans and rice. Who knows? I'll use them for something a little bit later. But right now, I'm looking mainly for the big cloves for planting in my fall garden here. All right, so that looks pretty good. And I think I probably I may end up with about 6 to 8 garlic cloves that I can use from the store-bought garlic. And we'll get these ready. We'll take them outside, and we will prepare a container like we did the grown garlic from last year. Okay, I prepped at the end of the summer. I got the soil ready. I gave them fertilizer. I mulched them, and then just let them sit, because the summer, at the end of the summer here in Pearland, Texas, it just got extremely hot, and I wasn't in the mood to fight with Mother Nature anymore. So I kind of just gave up and called it quits a little early. But here we go. I'm going to start over again with adding some bone meal. And I'm pretty confident that this soil is pretty good, because, again, all I did was prepped it at the end of the summer. But I'm going to give it a little boost with some bone meal and things like that. Some peat moss I'll add, like I did with the other one. I'll add some peat moss, and I will also add some potting soil with a really good NPG ratio to it. So I'm going to add this potting soil. It has a good amount of fertilizer in it. I think it's higher in nitrogen than some of than phosphorus or potassium, and that's okay, because I want this to grow. I want to see that leafy growth. So I'm going to go about a couple of inches deep and plant these store-bought bulbs down in the soil. So that's about 6 there in this one. And like I said, I have about 8 altogether. I think I'll put them in a smaller pot just to see. Again, experimental for me, and I am going to see how all of this grows. I'm going to put my mulch back on top, and after doing so, I'm going to give it a good watering in and set it to the side, and now let Mother Nature take over. So I have my store-bought and my homegrown. Now this is the grown garlic after about 7 days, and I'm beginning to see growth already. Here is about a week and a half
everything is really beginning to grow. Look at this here, homegrown. The garlic that I grew last year is looking fantastic, but nothing from the store-bought garlic yet. So that's okay. It's an experiment for me. I'm going to see how it all grows. And if you like what I'm doing, I want you to like and subscribe. You can even go to my website and purchase some of the prints that you saw earlier in this episode, and that supports what I do. So thanks for watching. Come on back next time for another episode of Art and the Garden. See you soon.